Oh, look at that. 1 minute early today. 1 minute early. Microphone. We got alarms going off. Showtime, baby. Hello out there. We are right about Bitcoin. Right? I think we are. I don't know. It's hard to say. Some people tell you to scam. Some people will tell you that it's just magic internet money. Some people might even tell you that it's harmful for the environment and causing the heat waves. But if you spend a couple hours in Bitcoin or a couple years in Bitcoin, you know that none of that is the truth. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Bitcoin Journey. The show focuses on actionable and logical discussion for Bitcoiners and for future Bitcoiners. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a warning here, about a 5-minute warning. You might want to be on Rumble today. You're going to have a chance to win something. I don't know if I've ever done a giveaway on the show in a year and a half. Every single day. I don't know if I've ever done a giveaway. So this one's nothing crazy, but kind of cool. I think people will like it. So if you're interested in having a chance at winning that today, you're going to want to be on the Rumbles. So we're going to have a good show today. I got a couple different things I want to talk about, a couple important things, a couple fun things, and we're going to get a tour. I got my paper being folded here, getting ready to add some names to it. I wish I had scissors, though. That would have been a smart move today. But instead, we'll go old school. So congratulations, everybody. Congratulations on being in Bitcoin in 2025. I think there's going to be a couple different types. Well, I shouldn't say that. I think the people who are here before Wall Street, they're going to be in a separate class from everybody else. Not so much class, but at that point, back in 2024, if you were in Bitcoin before then, before we had Wall Street's approval, I would consider you to be a legend of legends. But I still think that if you're here in 2025, if you're watching this right now, live or later, you're going to do pretty well for yourself, your family. Everybody around you is going to be much better off because of you. So just remember that. Imsy, I'm seeing a couple duplicate messages here. Number one, don't do that. It's bad style. Number two, if you want your question answered, make sure it's on Rumble. That's how we're doing things around here now. Had a couple scares with YouTube, and I still love YouTube. YouTube, if you're listening, I still love you. Just, scary. I don't like having all my eggs in one basket, unless that basket is Bitcoin. But even at that point, you still want to have maybe some strategy shares. Maybe you want to have some in cold storage. Maybe you want to have some on the Liquid network. You never want to have it all in one spot, just like YouTube. So YouTube, I don't want to offend you. I hope your algorithm's not going to be mad at me for this. But that's just what we're going to do. That's just the way it is, as Tupac would say. Okay. Well, I was going to do that before the show, but I figured we might as well just start because I don't have a whole lot of time today. So anyways, let's get to her here. What's going on in the Zap stream? We didn't share that yet. But if you're watching, say hi. If you have a question, make sure you ask it on Zap stream or Rumble if you'd like it to be answered. If not, you can just, keep talking to the wind. Why aren't we live on Zapstream? Did I do something wrong? Me problem or Zapstream problem again? Oh no, we're there. Nobody's over there, but we're there. I guess we got to tell people. That's why. People aren't used to me being here on schedule. I'm usually like 5-10 minutes late. Not late, but just building up a little anticipation, letting the people show up. That's all it is. 40 people on YouTube today. What do we got on Rumble? Let's check things out. Bitcoiners aren't ready to be rich. Good people. 4 likes. I know it's a little bit harder to like for some reason on Rumble, but it would be appreciated. Okay, Killer's here. Good morning, Killer, with the first comment of the day, 7:56 a.m. Nice. And then 15 whole minutes later, we got J-Dog in the UK. Okay, well, we got 2 names right there. We got Killer 76. There you go, my man. We're doing a draw today. For what, you ask? They're going into the hat. Actually, I'll just leave them on the side here for now. We got J-Dog. J-Dog is in. J-Dog is in Rumble. Scotty. I heard something exciting was happening today. Well, I don't know if it's that exciting, but it's something. As Corey from Got Sats would say. Actually, that's a bad one. Let's do this. As Corey from Got Sats would say, it's something. We got Samantha Nakamoto over in the Rumble chat. Good morning, Samantha. Samantha's been a very gracious supporter since she arrived. Between zaps, between super chats on Rumble, Samantha's been killing it. We got Todd over there as well. Morning, Todd. I don't know if I need to show this for everybody, but the first people here are going to get their names on the screen. Todd. We got Ginger, who's on the YouTube, but he's also a Living the Future member, so we'll let him off the hook here. Morrow, good morning. Tap yourself on the shoulder. You deserve it. It's a good point. It's a good point. Zapstream, what's up? I see 20 people over there. 0 comments yet. Put those fingers to use. Ian, good morning. Also one of our Living the Future members. Not on Rumble, but Living in the Future. So we'll give him some. Ian, thank you. I think I missed one zap that you sent in that I didn't say thank you for. And one this morning. So that's 2. 2,500 sats from Ian to the 88 sats Speed Wallet. That's where Ian sends them to. Thank you, Ian. Another one of our most consistent supporters right there. Ian, Clean Your Machine. My man. Whoops, I don't know who that was. Jay. Good morning, Jay. Clean Your Machine says, I'm wearing the same hoodie. We are right about Bitcoin. It's a good hoodie. Maybe the best hoodie. Bitcoin Bacon Booty. Triple B's in the chat this morning. Good morning, Bacon Booty. Look at that profile pic there. It's my favorite. It's my favorite picture. It's like Bacon Booty just typed into AI and said, can you combine Bitcoin and bacon? And that's the first thing that it spit out. The very first edition of AI made that one. I like it though. I like it. It's classic. It's a retro logo. Ian, also not on Rumble today, but Ian is one of the biggest supporters of the 88 Sats radio channel. Says, good morning, fam. Happy Monday, friends. Jor and Arnie, Bitcoin isn't a bubble. It's the pin. You could call it a pin. You could call it a black hole. You could call it the greatest discovery in human history. Any of those things would be accurate. Oh, shit, my car. I'll call them back after. Shit. Okay. Scotty, we got Ginger. There he is. Ginger's over on Rumble now. Buck52, also not on Rumble, but a Bitcoin journeyman. So we will take it. Got a link to the live in Rumble. Yes, sir. I guess I could just share that. Hey, that'd be the easiest. So that's in the YouTube chat now for YouTubers. If you want a chance at the title today, I got to put Ginger on here. Did I miss anyone else? Ginger. Ginger's on Rumble. I think that's it for now. I think that's it for now. We got Gray. Rough time to be a Fiat Maxi, no doubt. Look at that. Love that, Gray. Gray's got living the future in his name, in his username. YouTube Jay, ready to rumble. There we go. Jay. There you go, Jay. You're on the map. You're in the game. We got Paulo. Good morning, guys and girls. Can't forget the girls. I know there's not a whole lot in here, but there are. Paulo. This is actually going smoother than I thought it was going to. We'll see. Can never see the live in the Rumble app. Yeah, I wouldn't say Rumble's there yet, but there's a lot of things that aren't really there yet, right? Like I wouldn't say that YouTube or Bitcoin's there yet. It's still incredibly challenging for people to figure out. It shouldn't be that hard. It should be in every app. You should be able to buy it, swap it easily. Bitcoin's not there yet. Noster's definitely not there yet. But that's the time when you want to get into these things, is before it's there. Before it's easy enough for the average person. And it's not like Rumble's hard. All you need is an email address. Capaholics got their name in the draw today. I watch on YouTube because I can watch on my TV. Oh, big screen sats and sunsets. I'm pretty sure there's a Rumble app as well that you could watch on your TV, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just telling, if you want in, you got to be on the Rumbles. Old Sloth. Sloth's in. Hey, we got 50 people over in Rumble. What's up, Rumble? Thanks for showing up today. Okay, well, we're going to put that aside for just one sec. And we're going to get to the mempool because we don't want to watch me write down names for an hour here. I'm going to try to do that as most efficiently as possible, but we still got to mix in some other stuff because in case you hadn't heard, we got an all-time high in Bitcoin. And looks like the fees are going up. The network's getting a little bit busier. 905,519 is the block height this morning, which means that since January the 3rd, 2009, the very first Bitcoin block was mined, the Genesis block. There's been 905,519 blocks since then. Each one of those blocks contains transactions, and Foundry just won one. So the latest block was just mined by Foundry. And inside that block, there's 4,235 transactions, which are all viewable. You can see where they're from, how much they paid for a fee, and everything in between. And the Coinbase transaction here, this is not like the company Coinbase, who I very much dislike. This is the Coinbase transaction. Every block that's mined, the Coinbase transaction, the coins get sent to the miner. So the miner receives the newly generated coins, the block reward, plus they get all the fees. So in this case, the fees were 6 million sats, which is pretty low, but they still got them. And they got a total of 3.185 Bitcoin there for mining that block. In fiat terms, $388,147. But I was doing a video the other day. I think it was on the 365 days of Bitcoin. We were talking about the block height. Look at this. This was back in January 2024. This was right before Wall Street showed up in Bitcoin. And it's kind of weird, but some of it's weird. Some of it makes more sense. Actually, you know what? It does make a lot of sense for a couple of reasons here. So prior to this time here, January 9th, 2024, block height was 825,000. This was before the halving. This was before Wall Street showed up. This was when everybody who wanted to use Bitcoin was pretty much using the Bitcoin network. Today, if you fast forward a year and a half, you have ETFs, you have many different Bitcoin treasury companies that exist, different proxies on Bitcoin. You have the Lightning Network, which people use every single day. Ian sent in 2,500 sats this morning through that QR code. and you have Liquid, and you have eCash, and you have all these different layers built on Bitcoin. So you can see at this time, people are paying 91 sats per VByte, 91 sats per chunk of data that they wanted to send on the Bitcoin network. Because that's all it is, Bitcoin. It's people like to overcomplicate it, but it's just data. It's scarce pieces of data, scarce units that you can send to anyone in the world. And they're totally decentralized. There's no CEO. There's nobody that can stop it. There's 25,000 nodes around the world that are keeping a copy of this blockchain with all these transactions in it. But that's all it is just data. But don't think about it that way. Don't leave it there, because you also have to understand what's making up that data, what's securing that data, what gives that data its value. And it actually takes real world energy and puts it onto the cyberspace, puts it into cyberspace, right? Because in order to actually earn Bitcoin, if you want to have a chance to win a Bitcoin block reward, you have to mine Bitcoin. And what do you have to do if you're mining Bitcoin? You have to take real world energy, plug it into a computer, and that computer tries to win that block reward. So it actually takes real world energy and converts it into scarce pieces of data in cyberspace. So anyways, at the time here, you can see this was before the halving. So this miner, Luxor, they actually got paid 7.382 Bitcoin for a total. This is what I want to focus on here. So that 7.382 Bitcoin was worth $345,000 in fiat at the time. That's what they got paid. And keep in mind, miners are pretty unique because they actually earn their revenues in Bitcoin and their costs are in fiat, right? They have to pay their energy bills. That's the main cost of being a Bitcoin miner. So 7.382 Bitcoin, and the fees on this were 1.132 Bitcoin. Because look how high the fee was, 120, 132, 91 sats per VByte. This miner got 1.5 Bitcoin, Foundry. But if we look at today, so remember those numbers, the miner got paid 7.3 Bitcoin for a total of 3.45 thousand. And the total fees there were 1.13 Bitcoin. Today, this last block that was mined, see the subsidy here got cut in half. So the miner, in this case, Foundry, got paid 3.185 Bitcoin. But this is the beautiful thing about Bitcoin. It goes up. So even though the miner actually got paid less in Bitcoin, their fiat price of that Bitcoin was actually worth more than double that amount of Bitcoin. $388,000 in fiat. And look at the fees on this, only 6 million compared to 1.13. But again, it's because people are holding Bitcoin in different ways now. I do expect, obviously, as the demand increases, as adoption increases in Bitcoin, as more and more people are using Bitcoin, this will fill up again. But there's other options now for people. There's other options for people to use. And so that's why the fees are low. And the fees being low are a blessing. And I think it's going to happen, right? I think it's probably going to self-regulate itself to the point where even though the block reward is down, the fiat price, because the price of Bitcoin goes up, the miners are actually making just as much or more in fiat terms. What's the date today? Okay. We got a couple zaps here to check on. So let me get my email out here. What do we got for time? Oh, yeah. Dicked around a little bit too much today, but that's okay. All right, Timber Crasher. Good morning, Timber Crasher. He's on YouTube, but he's a Bitcoin journeyman. There's Buck 52. So we got to get Buck 52 in here. I apologize if I'm sniffling a little bit today. My allergies are just going bananas right now. Between the smoke, the pollen, Timber Crashers on the board here. What else we got? We got Jared Straight. Good morning, Jared. We got Frank. Morning. Keep stacking sats. New all-time high. Crazed Cat. That is Monique, I believe. If that picture is accurate, or if my memory is accurate. We got Monique. We got Duncan. The next one here, let's try to keep up. Oh, we got 88 people on YouTube. Yo, YouTube, 90 now. We had a brief stint at 88. YouTube, we got a draw going on today. If you want in on it, you're going to want to be on Rumble. But if you're just happy watching today, that's okay. You can stick around on YouTube. We're not going to kick you out. But if you want your name in the draw, if you want your questions answered, you're going to have to be on the Rumbles. Mert says, hi again from the capital of the country that sold 50,000 Bitcoin months ago. Oof. That's a tough one. And as we know, that is Germany. It's unfortunate, Mert, but it's okay. It's good to know that you have more Bitcoin than your country. That's what you want. You never want to rely on your government. Give a like on Rumble and YouTube. Pump up those likes just like Bitcoin is pumping. Good call. Hey, there's Frank over on Rumble. Frank's in the draw. Man, we got a lot of names in here today. Frank, yep. Monique, I was right there. Nice. Jake. Jake is in the draw. You're in. My writing's not usually that messy, but today, Bitcoin Nurse. What's up? What's up? What's up? Good morning. Back to the Monday Fiat grind. Jory, your podcast is helping make the Bitcoin healthcare possible today. Nice. Bitcoin Nurse. That's what we like to hear. Bitcoin Nurse is in the game. Letha is over in Rumble too. Holy man. Rumble's buzzing today. 50 people over there right now. Make sure you like the show, though. There's about a third of you who have. Zapstream, wow, lots of people over there, but not a whole lot of action. Zapstream, let us know what you're watching on. Amethyst, sats.gg, zap.stream, or other. So we can learn from you. We can find out different things to do in Bitcoin. The people on Zapstream, they're the people you want to listen to. They know what's going on in the world. Letha. I can't forget the icon. You can't write Letha without the icon behind it. All right, so the pot's getting bigger. The pot is growing. Let's get to a couple pieces of news today. I like this one. There's going to be a lot of people who are feeling they're going to see the price of Bitcoin today, or they probably won't. Nobody cares. Nobody really cares about the price of Bitcoin unless you're in Bitcoin. But that's our opportunity here. So here we go. This is a post on Nostr from Carl B. Manger. Whenever I think I'm too late to Bitcoin, I look at this chart and then I buy more. I'm sure everybody's seen this chart, but it's really worth, looking into seriously. Because you got Bitcoin right here, this little wee thing there. I know it's hard to see. You might have to squint or put your glasses on. But that's Bitcoin right now. Here's gold. Bitcoin should be at least this size, probably 5x today, because Bitcoin is far superior to gold. Gold's a good asset. I think that if I wasn't holding Bitcoin, I would be in gold. But Bitcoin exists. So this is going to should be about 5x this size today. Art's great, but it's one of those things where it's not divisible. You can't send it across time and space. It's hard to value. It's very subjective, and it's hard to verify. It's hard to verify if it's legitimate or not, just like gold. A lot of fake gold out there. And the thing about art too is if demand goes up, just like gold, they'll make more. But you can't make more Bitcoin. Very important part of the picture here. Cars and collectibles, equities. This is all an illusion here. Equities, I shouldn't say all. The companies who own Bitcoin are going to do pretty well. But the real estate here, this is the big one. A lot of people out there who are holding real estate, not to live in, but to store their value in. And they're all slowly starting to learn that Bitcoin is a far superior store of value than real estate. And so a lot of this is going to flow into this little guy right here as well. So if you're here today, all this capital coming in is going to make you wealthier and wealthier, and it's going to keep piling in. And the bond market, my God, what a joke that is. This is the biggest joke on this whole thing here. And a lot of that, because the strategy right now is flowing into Bitcoin through different convertible notes and different offerings, and that will increase. Even though strategy is doing pretty well for themselves right now, they can still only capture about this much of the bond market, about a 5%, because of the rules and regulations and the fact that strategy is not a, they're not, what's it called? Ranked? No, rated. They're not a rated bond, rated debt, whatever you call that. So this will go up. This will go from 5% to whenever they get rated. I'm sure it'll go to 50%, and all that's going to flow into Bitcoin. But over time here, what's going to happen is that everybody holding gold, not everybody, but some people holding gold, a lot of people holding equities, a lot of people holding real estate, a lot of people holding bonds, they're going to hold their own Bitcoin. Right now, they're holding it through proxies like Strategy or Metaplanet. But eventually, all these people here who hold all these assets are going to be holding their own Bitcoin, or at least in a collaborative custody model. They're going to have the keys to that Bitcoin. They're not going to let Saylor hold their Bitcoin for them. And that's going to take time because a lot of things have to change in the organizational structures, in the organizational knowledge, in the regulations and rules that they can and can't invest in. They're all going to be updated. They're all lagging here. All these assets right now are still stuck in the 21st century. Sorry, the 20th century. 20th century. But all this over time will flow in. It's just a matter of time. It's not a matter of if. It's just, how soon it happens. So keep that in mind. If you feel like you're late, even if you feel like, you just got here this year, you're incredibly, incredibly early. Hey, we got Leith on there. What's this? Tankardo fail. We're just going to put tank. That's a nice looking beer too. Making me thirsty here at 9 in the morning. Tankers on the list. DCA on route. Okay. I think I saw a couple of zaps come in here while we were yapping. So this is going to, that's what I wanted to share. Hold on. Before we do the DCA, I wanted to preface it today. How do I search? There we go. Odell. Yes. Bitcoin nurse Jor, I keep tipping you, but my Lightning balance won't go in fiat value. Dang it. So anybody, if you have a Lightning wallet on your phone, you can actually send $3 worth of coffee, which a couple people already have today. But you don't need Nostr, you don't need anything. You just need a Lightning wallet with that. It should work. Scotty was having issues with it, but Tariq, this is a good question, but unfortunately, we only take questions from Rumble. So we'll have to sit on that one. Matt's in the house. Good morning, Matt. Again, if you're just showing up to the show and you haven't been here before, the reason why we're doing that is because YouTube's kind of, I love YouTube. They've been a very good tool for me in my journey here. In a lot of ways, both on this side of the camera and on the other side, watching people. But they've been known to shut people down, and I'm not really in a position where I want to be shut down. And so I'm trying to expand my horizons a little bit here, decentralize myself. And so I want people to be using Rumble. Plus, Rumble's legit. I know it's a little clunky at some areas, but Rumble's pretty good. You can share links in there. You can have the video open while you're cruising your phone, which you need a premium account for on YouTube. But again, YouTube, sorry if you're listening. I still love. Renita's over in Rumble. Good morning, Renita. Holy moly. Lots of folks in the draw today. Oh, that's going to get annoying here. LXIX says, I was on Rumble, but it's lagging for me where I'm at. Yeah, you might actually have to. Yeah. The shitty thing, the only thing that I don't love about Rumble is it actually just starts you at the start. So if you just turned on to Rumble right now, it would start you from the very beginning. So you just have to go, you have to slide it across to be where we are today, up to date, up to speed. Okay, Sats and Sunsets is here on Rumble now. Once in on the action. It's good. See, I told you could watch it on the TV. I feel bad for whoever's watching me on TV, but, you know, either way, Sats and Sunset is in the game. Okay, hold on here just 1 second. All right, we're back. Had to blow my nose. Hey, look who showed up for work today. Hi, Ernie boy. Thanks for coming out. You're only 31 minutes late today. I'm going to have to dock your pay. I'm going to have to dock your paycheck on Friday. Okay. We got LaughPad. Look at that. LaughPad says, good morning, Jor, and living in the future. Happy Monday and all-time high to everybody. LaughPad's in the game. We got Rick Costa and Rumble. Wow. Rick, my man. Love to see that. Okay, so this is what I wanted to find right here. Okay, let's bring this up. It's actually not funny. I was laughing at something else. But look at this. This is the chart that Odell shared on the weekend. And I think it's worth briefly talking about here. So hours of work to buy 1 Bitcoin. You can see it's gone pretty parabolic. So you have to work harder and harder to get to 1 Bitcoin. But I think this is skewed because it says, you know, you only got to, in 3,766 hours, you can get 1 Bitcoin. But what this chart fails to demonstrate is that you have costs in your life. And those costs are going up. You have a rent or a mortgage. You have a car payment, probably. You have insurance. You have dental. You have food costs. If you have some kids, that's double, triple, whatever that was. They play sports. So I actually calculated about 6 months ago that it would take about 27 years for people to get 1 Bitcoin based on the average salary and the average expenses. And I was actually pretty low, pretty conservative on the expenses. So that was back when Bitcoin was like 70K. So to me, that would suggest that it's actually going to take the average person about 40 years. And that was it. And that was all assuming that Bitcoin was going to stay at 70K. So it's probably going to take the average person now 100 years to get 1 Bitcoin. If they worked every single year, if they were around for 100 years, they worked every single year, they didn't spend anything, they didn't go on any trips, they didn't buy anything that they needed to, it would still take the average person 100 years to buy Bitcoin, to buy 1 Bitcoin. So the point of that is not to like shit on anybody. It's to say, you know what? You don't have to get to 1 Bitcoin. You don't have to get to anything. If you're watching this right now in 2025 and you keep watching and you keep showing up and you keep stacking sats and you learn how to protect those sats, that's all that matters. There's no number in Bitcoin. But it's kind of cool to look at this. And this is another example here. This is the DCA that we do on the show every day here. So I'll give you a real life example of this. So this DCA, we call it the dollar coffee average, which I think was trademarked by LaughPad. But anyways, the point of this is that we started tracking this in April this year. I can't imagine what this would have been in April 2024. But anyways, this is when somebody sends in a coffee, which is $3 worth of fiat, this was the sats equivalent that I would receive. So back in April, it was 38.31. So if that $3 coffee that somebody paid for, I got 3,831 sats for that. If we scroll down here, we can see that we're now July 14th. And this is going to be the new all-time low, I'm guessing. Oh, what did I do there? There we go. So we were off for the weekend, but what do we have today? We have 2463. That is a new all-time low by a significant amount. 2463. And I think this was LaughPad. So we had LaughPad and we had Duncan. So that's what I'm talking about there. I don't know where that came from. So again, back in April, that $3 coffee that somebody sent in was worth 3,831 sats. Today, that same $3 coffee got me 2,463 sats. So my salary in 3 months has gone down significantly because Bitcoin's price has gone up. And probably in a year from now, this is going to be like 1,000, maybe less. So sats are going to get harder and harder to obtain. The price is going to go up. There's going to be more people fighting for those sats. And I think there's going to be more educated people, which means they're going to be less likely to part with their sats. Plus, you also have to figure out that human value is actually going to keep going down as well. Right? The people who are working a 9-to-5 job right now, who are bored every day, who are going to be replaced by AI and robots, their value is going down in Bitcoin terms. Even though they might get a 2 or 3% raise every year, their value is actually going down in Bitcoin terms. So that's a trend that will continue to happen here. Sorry, I got to blow my nose again. I just don't want to be sniffling on the show. Sorry about that. But you know what it is? It is what it is. Almost, I could have just not done the show today. That would have been the easy route. Buck52 says, my financial advisor just called to ask me about Bitcoin. What? Is that legit? Is that legit? Maybe explain if you don't mind, if you haven't already. Oh, it says, no shit, had to leave the stream. He said 2 to 3% allocation. Interesting. Yeah. Did you tell him 20 or 30 or 100? Surely meant 2 or 3 Bitcoin. 80 to 90 would be ideal. Yeah, I guess. 2 to 3% cash. That's right. Jason Gibson, you're not on Rumble, but I will acknowledge this because it's a very nice comment there. Love you, Maple Bros. High-level discussions. Jason from Indiana. Cool. Cool. Oh, yeah, I do want to give a couple shout-outs here. Wow, we got 70 people watching on Rumble today. That's a new record. Actually, 69. Nice. But I do want to give a couple shout-outs here because I see Letha gave $1 super chat over on Rumble, and they really help. That's why I'm giving a shout-out to these, because the rants really help The super chats over here really help. We're trying to get some reach on Rumble. And big shout out to Letha and also Paula, who sent in a $1 coffee tip today. Thank you, Paulo. Thank you, Letha. Very, very appreciative of that. And you know what? I think I missed a couple big ones here from the Zap stream. Well, we got Josh. Josh, the man. Josh sent in, where is that one? 8,888 sats. And said, Arnie, bark twice if XRP holders are the best kind of bag holders, eh? Thank you, Josh. Never get tired of those. Both the zaps and the comments with them. Pure gold. And we got Kevin's Bacon is on Amethyst and said off by one error on the centuries. Yeah. And it's a pretty big error too, right? Kevin's Bacon also zapped 8 sats over on Zapstream, and Phoenix Falconer is over there. Said, good morning, crazy motherfuckers. I love you all. Nice comment. I like it. Prince Kumar getting in on the fun. I should probably tell you what this draw is for, hey? We got a lot of names in here, but we haven't really said what the draw is for. If you saw the picture on here, though, yesterday, you'd know what it's for. We got a couple different things. It's called the 88 Sats Starter Pack. Prince Kumar. Why be a prince when you could be a king? Prince Kumar in the draw. But this is what it's for. This is just an example. So this is the king hat. It's funny, when I was in Vegas, somebody came up to me and they're like, oh, I didn't recognize you, but I recognized your hat. So this is kind of like the new, this is, no one has this hat yet. This is one of one. Might make more. It's pretty sharp. It kind of reminds me, it's really classy hat. So you get this, and a Maple Bitcoin orange special edition hoodie. The regular ones are navy, which I also love. But I had a couple of these ones made. They're orange. So that we only got a couple sizes in that one, unfortunately. So you might not end up with that one, but you're either going to get that, a navy one, or maybe even a We Are Right About Bitcoin hoodie. It's going to be a hat and a hoodie, the 88 Sats starter kit. So that's what all these names are for right here. There's a lot of names in there. Ian says, Bitcoin is on the verge of taking over Amazon market cap. Bitcoin is eating up everything. We are right about Bitcoin. We were right about Bitcoin, or we are right about Bitcoin? I think we are still. Let's stir the pot. Yes, let's stir the pot always. That's the plan. Lapad says, Jor, what if Bitcoin disappears off that chart? Because it will be the unit of account and therefore won't have a place on the chart, as all their assets will be inside of it. Lapad, that's some next level thinking, my friend. You get it. Lapad has his green light on for sure. I want to make a green light hoodie. I feel like that's a good one. I was thinking of different ones we can make. I thought of like 0 hour dipshits. That's one saying that everybody likes. But if you're wearing that, that means that you are a 0 hour dipshit, and I don't want to sell those. But we got Frank, who sent in 821 sats. I'm assuming that was Frank anyways. But yes, Lapad, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Bob says, buy Bitcoin, learn how to self-custody, and practice patience. Bingo. Hey, there's Tariq. Tariq joined the Rumbles. Said, hi, Jor. What other assets are your favorite alongside Bitcoin? My ones are off the grid compound and a second passport. You know, one thing I wouldn't spend money on right now is a second passport. I mean, depending on what country you're in, I guess. But to me, that just seems like a waste of money. It's like all these countries, all these governments are just going to, people have to understand here that Bitcoiners, probably for a little while, we're going to be outlaws. There's going to be a lot of negative commentary towards Bitcoiners. But at some point, countries are going to realize that, hey, we want this capital. We want Bitcoiners here because they have a lot of economic power and we want Bitcoiners. So we're going to go through a phase of like countries being very negative towards Bitcoiners. And then eventually we're going to get to a point where countries are very welcoming to Bitcoiners. I actually shared that post on Maple Bitcoin stream the other day. But I said, everybody's going to want you. Whether you're a citizen, countries are going to want you. Whether you're individual, banks are going to want you. If you're a guy, girls are going to want you. If you're a girl, guys are going to want you. Got to get ready for it. You got to get ready for it. Hey, there's Bob. Bob's over on the Rumble. I featured Bob's comment there because I knew he was on Rumble. Bob's in the game. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, you can get over to Rumble and have a shot at the hat and hoodie today, the 88 Sats starter kit. Wow, we only got 50 minutes left. Okay, I do really want to get to this. Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to get through the comments here quickly, and then we're going to talk about this, and then we're going to do the draw. How does that sound? Santino, good morning. Art just created a Rumble profile. No. Yes, that's good. I mean, Real PG says, am I not too late? No, you're still good. Good morning, friends. Jorah migrated to Rumble for you. Sonny's in the house. We're running out of paper here. Wow, I thought I had plenty. Sonny's a member of our Maple Bitcoin community. Should plug that quickly because there's been a lot of people joining that one, and lots happening in there. That's probably the most. I mean, Living the Future is pretty active, but the Maple Bitcoin community, 131 people in there already. 2 weeks. But Sonny's one of those people. Art showed up to Rumble. Art's got his name in the draw. Sats and Sunset says a $3 coffee in April would have been about 50-50 sats. Oh, yeah? Okay. So what do we have, 3,800? Nice. That's good info. Thank you. Ian says, for your allergies, Jorah, I use local honey. Helps because of the bees and surrounding pollen. I know. I've been so good with my allergies for like the last 5 years. There's just a lot of shit in the air right now. It's been like that for the whole spring and summer so far. It's been bad. Weather's been shitty. Been a lot of smoke. The bugs are really bad this year. The air is really bad. It's probably been the worst summer that I can remember. But I do have honey. I have honey every morning. Local honey. Vegan Bitcoiner. They're in the draw. Wow. Okay. What else we got here? Orange hoodie Fox. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice hoodie. J-Dog says, one of my best pals is a financial advisor in his firm are thinking about Bitcoin trading. He will not talk to me about it. Yeah, there's no surprises there. 21 Bit Street. Who was that? That was one of the members of Living in the Future, I'm pretty sure. We're out of paper. Too many names in the draw today. I guess we'll have to... No, I'm not cutting up that. That's too nice of a piece of paper. Arnie, you got any paper kicking around? Whoa. Oh, I guess I have to cut up one of these nice pieces of paper. This is thick paper. If you received a hoodie, Maple Bitcoin hoodie, you would have got a nice piece of paper with this. Okay, we're running out of time here. 21 Bit Street. Who is that? I want to say it was either Kev or AD. My guess would be Kev. We're going to put 21 Bit Street, though, because I'm not 100% sure. 21 Bit Street's in the game. Josh, Arn convinced me to show up here to like and comment because he showed up. Nice. Josh is in the game. Josh already has one of these hoodies though, but you could always use two. Please make a zero. I mean, I like the idea of it. It sounds good in theory, but like nobody's going to want to wear that. Because that would suggest that they are a 0 hour dipshit, right? PG, sorry. I've been ignoring you here because you got a YouTube thing there. But here, I'll put the link in the chat here for you to find the live. There you go. Russell says, can't find the live stream on Rumble. I just shared the link there for you. Okay. Running out of time here. Pretty sure this is Kev. We're going to go with that. Real PG scrambling. Help me. How do I find the video? I just shared it in the chat. It's okay. It's okay. Metal Detecting England. If you want your questions answered, you got to be asking from Rumble. That's just the rules around here. Terry, good morning. Terry's one of our Living in the Future members. Can't forget him. Another frog. Okay. Wow. This is there's a lot of names in this draw. Lots of anticipation here. Orville too. Wow. Okay. Did I miss? Should I just write down a few at a time here? Orville, Vegan. Got him. Okay. I think we're all good here. So we're going to do the cutoff here once PG joins. We're going to give PG a chance. So it might be in 1 minute. It might be 2 minutes. Owen. No, not Owen. Orville. Then we're going to do it. Okay. But I want to get to this because this is very important right now. Where is this here? No, by Ghost. Here it is. So this has become one of my favorite follows on Nostr. Ghost. And Ghost says every Bitcoiner needs privacy if they don't want a gun in their face. That's a pretty bold way to start this. Cold storage protects your keys, not your face, not your family, not your location. Not your location. That's a big one. And if you've stacked anything worth noticing, you're not paranoid. You're a walking payday. Criminals don't need to hack your wallet. They just need to know you have one and where to find you. So this is the, I'm going to share this in the chats here because I think that every single person should bookmark this and read it every day. Because this is serious stuff we're talking about here. I know it might not appear that way today, but it is. So there's the link there if you want to check this out. So it says why every Bitcoiner needs operational privacy. Every Bitcoiner needs privacy if they don't want a gun in their face. We talked about that. This is the whole point of what I want. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing here. This is the whole point of what I wanted to share today. Your cold wallet is safe. It's funny. I see so many comments on YouTube, on the Maple stream. Everybody's like, hey, is this device okay? Is Trezor okay? Is Ledger okay? Should I have a cold card? What about a Jade? They're all pretty safe. I think the odds of you losing or getting hacked on one of those that I listed, even a Ledger. I hate Ledger, but it's still safe. But you aren't. That's what people need to realize here, that there's much more than just sticking your Bitcoin in a hardware wallet and thinking you're okay. You have to think much well beyond that. Here's the pattern. Someone posts about stacking sats or brags about hitting their stacking goal. Lectures others about cold wallet safety, but still posts about happenings at local events. Gets doxed, tracked, and wrench attacked, or worse, kidnapped. This isn't hypothetical. It's happening. In Argentina, in the UK, and the US, they come for you, not your multisig. Because MeatSpace doesn't care how clever your seed phrase storage is. So check this out. What do we have here? 5 minutes left. Final word. You're not just defending your money, you're defending yourself, your family, your home, your time. Cold storage means nothing if someone can walk in and wrench attack it out of you. Operational privacy isn't for the paranoid, it's for the prepared. You hold sovereign money, that comes with the target. Make it hard, make it confusing, make them move on. So on Jerry's stream the other day, somebody asked him if he was using the super backed protocol. And Jerry had a really good answer. He said, I don't feel comfortable talking about what kind of setup I have on a live stream or on the internet. Is a good answer. Well thought out, smart guy. But my rebuttal to that, and I said this in the comments, I said, there's going to come a day where anybody who's been public about Bitcoin, they're actually going to let people know that they're protecting their Bitcoin with super backed. It's going to be like you show up to a house. If you're a criminal, you show up to a house and there's a big sign that says this house is protected by API alarm systems or whatever it is. Do you think that criminals, if there's a bunch of houses around you, do you think that they're going to go into your house, or do you think they're going to go to the next house who doesn't have a sign in their front yard saying that this house is protected by blank alarm company? So I think that at some point your Bitcoiners are actually going to put it in their profile. They're going to tell people how they protect their Bitcoin using super backed. Because the nice thing about super backed is you don't actually have to have the Bitcoin at your house. You can have zero trace of Bitcoin at your house. You use encryption if you use super backed. And I'm going to share this clip here. This is actually a clip talking about it. If you're new to the channel here, this is what I'm talking about here. So this is a service that we offer using super backed. Super backed is not the protocol. It's called 21 Sats, which encrypts your recovery phrase. And it gives you an inheritance plan too. So it essentially allows you to geographically distribute your keys. You don't have to have a trace of Bitcoin at your house. You don't leave a key with us. There's zero trust required. We don't hold the key to it. And we don't have to know how much Bitcoin you have because we don't hold the key to it. We don't have to know your last name. We don't know where you live. We don't need to know your phone number, your ID, none of that. So if you're serious about this stuff, if you understand where this is heading to, I would strongly consider that. And again, you don't have to do it tomorrow, but you should start making your way towards, that's the end goal, encryption. You don't want to have a trace of Bitcoin at your house. That's the goal. Okay, so I see, oh, look at this. Orville says, super backed is so awesome. I tried it out and I was wowed. Hats off to the developer. No, I'm serious. Again, if you're serious about this stuff, this should be at the top of your priority list, is at least learning about it and see if it makes sense for you. And if it does, you can set up a call, ask some questions, and that's the end goal. Again, don't panic. Don't do anything crazy, but that's where you want to be. Okay, so we're going to do this draw. We're going to do this draw. In the hat. There's some bigger ones, some smaller ones. I didn't have time to fold these because we did it all live here. But here we go. The winner. I should just double check that I didn't miss any. Oh, Metal Detecting England snuck in last second. Metal Detecting. See, that's another problem with having a steel plate at your house. Somebody comes along with a metal detector. They find your steel plate. You don't need any PIN code to access that. You do got 24 words sitting right there on a steel plate. Somebody plugs those into a wallet. They now have your Bitcoin. Okay, I think we got everybody in here. Did I miss any? PG, you're in there. It's okay. PG, you're in there. Oh, Groovy Shoe too. Wow. Okay, this is the last one. The last entrant here. Groovy Shoe, I've seen that name before too, so I make sure to add that one. Okay, so this is for, wow, we got 90 people over in Rumble. That is fucking awesome. Okay, so whoever wins this, I want you to send me an email to 88sats No, not 88 sats. What's my email? I don't even know my own email. Jor at Bitcoin Citadel. So if you're interested also in learning more about the encryption and having zero trace of Bitcoin at your house, I think anybody with half a Bitcoin today should be setting this up. It's not expensive. It's well worth it. Having people like my business partner, Craig, on your team is worth more than the cost of what we charge for it. So if you want more info on that, just send an email there and put super backed in the title. Because it's 120,000 today, but it's going to be much more tomorrow. And as the value goes up, so does the risks involved. So you want to get a hold of this stuff today. Okay, here we go. The winner of the hat and the hoodie is $152,000. $152 is the winner today. Congratulations. Congratulations. So that's it. I got a meeting 1 minute ago. If the guy's watching who I'm meeting with, I'm sorry. Is this about enhancing security for your Bitcoin, self-custody or something? Yes. It basically takes your 12 or 24 words that you would have in plain text and encrypts it. So I want to give a big shout out today to everybody for showing up on Rumble today. We have 88 people. That seems like a good time to leave. But I also want to say thanks to a couple more people. Todd sent in $2. Bob sent in $2. And Renita sent in $2 over on Rumble. That really, really, really helps the channel. So thank you, everybody. I got to hit the road. We're going to be back here tomorrow. Same time, same place. And I hope you all show up on Rumble. So thanks. I'm sorry I didn't get through all the comments, but that's life. So we'll talk to you right back here tomorrow. Enjoy the day. Bye-bye.